In this video, I am actually in Dubai whilst you guys are watching this, but those who follow me on Instagram already will know that, and if you don't and happen to give a damn about what I do when I'm not making YouTube videos, feel free to head over there and give me a follow. But here, we're in the FIAs which have brought us to the mountain, which is a track that hasn't been all that kind to me over the years, but with this new FIA format now embedded, I'm hoping I can take a more Woosah based approach and bring home a decent result here. Hey guys, Eerie is here and welcome along to another video. If this is your first time here and you like watching all sorts of sim racing related stuff, then subscribe now and click the bell icon as well so you get notified of every video I upload and you don't miss a thing. So you join me here in quali for my latest Nations Cup race here at the legendary Bathurst. This track, after initially hating it, is really rising in my estimations and is probably in the second tier of tracks I enjoy after the top three of Brands Hatch, Interlagos and Suzuka. Now it is such a difficult track to master, but when you come up and over the hill quickly and in one piece, it is a very satisfying feeling. So quali was a mixed bag. After getting in someone's way whilst fuel saving, apologies again GTP Pokimmy, as that was all my fault there, but that collision actually ended up really having quite a negative effect on my qualification. The collision happened on my preparation lap before my flying lap, which ruined the tyres as they slid across the tarmac. Also, the 5-second penalty that I then served meant that my timing was out, completely ruined, and I crossed the line with just 2 minutes remaining. Now I had planned to cross the line with about 2:05 or 2:10 remaining so I could get another lap in after this one. Disappointingly though, this wasn't to be the case. I wasn't able to improve either, and despite being on the front row as the session finished, once everything was said and done, we had dropped down the field and we were starting in 5th for this one. But all is not lost here. We are door number 10, and these races, much to my glee, are much longer now. So I have plenty of time to get back up the field and do work in this one, hopefully bringing us ever closer to a plus. I am in the Dunkin' Donuts Nissan GTR for this one. I haven't actually ever had one of these, as in the UK the main donut player in the market is Krispy Kremes, but if they're anything like those, I will absolutely love them, as I am a sucker for a donut. But anyway, enough about donuts and back to the racing. Here we go for 15 long and intense laps up and over the mountain. We're starting in 5th as I say, but we're immediately going to rise up from this position to 4th here, as the two guys up ahead both get on that loud pedal a little bit too much. They both managed to just about save it, but we're going to take one of them and up to 4th we go. But the aim here isn't to make up positions at this point, it's just to be as consistent as I can be and to stay out of trouble. And to achieve this, I'm going to have my wits about me, and coming into the chase for the first time on lap number 1 here, my awareness is put to the test. As the Spaniard chucks a wild one up the inside, I see it all the way though thanks to my radar and give him a wide berth. I'm not going to win this one on the first lap, but be sure, if I was to defend moves like that, I will definitely risk losing it on lap 1. So we're down to 5th for now, but thanks to these longer FIA races I do not immediately feel like I need to try and get back past. I'm going to sit behind him here, close enough to be in his slipstream and get all the benefits from that, but not close enough so that he feels he needs to defend, which will make him take all sorts of defensive lines, which all that will do is slow us both down. I want us to work together here to try and bring us back to the front three, who have broken away a little bit in the early stages in this one. So this is probably a good time as we circulate behind the car in front to discuss the strategy I'm going to employ here, which is now a huge thing in these FIAs thanks to the longer races and tyre compound requirements. As I've mentioned before, I absolutely love them both. Now this race had these soft and medium compounds available, and you had to use the medium at some point. If you didn't and chose to ignore this, then you would get slapped with a 20-second penalty at the end of the race. So I felt comfortable that I could make these softs last about 5 laps, which will allow me to do a 3 stopper. 3 stints of 5 laps on the softs and literally 1 lap on the mediums, which I was going to use as and when I felt it was best, based on what was going on in the race, as traffic can be a real problem here at Bathurst. So jumping forward to the end of lap number 3 here, myself and the Spaniard have worked well together and caught up to the pack in front, where the German, as you can see here, is going to come in for his first pit stop, which was a little bit early in my view. Our tyres were looking worn, but I had taken good care of them, not asked them to do too much by accelerating or decelerating whilst turning at the same time, so I felt good on them. So much so that if the Spaniard in front starts holding us up as his tyres start to wear, I'm gonna go for a move. Fast forwarding to the end of the lap, I had a run on the Spaniard coming down the back straight. As we come down into the chase here, I'm up the inside, there is almost contact, but I'm going to give him room on the outside there, probably to my detriment, as it allows him back up the inside of us once more. And as we were side by side there, I see he's put his indicator on telling me that he's coming in, so I allow him to come right across my face. He pits, but we're going to go round once more. This is shaping up quite well for us here. We appear to be able to make these tyres last a little longer than those around us. This one here is going to be our in-lap now, as planned, but the difficult decision is though, should I get rid of the mediums and get them out of the way now or not? I have had a little bit of a look at the mini-map there and the field was not spread out enough yet, so I felt there was a good chance I would come out in traffic. Traffic that I would not want to be stuck behind for an entire 5-lap stint. So as you can see here, I decided to come into the pits, go with the mediums, and it paid off as I came out right behind a group of cars in 6th. But I'm only on these for 1 lap, and after this 1 lap on mediums I am going to come in, and naturally I am going to botch the pit lane entry. To rub salt into the wound, as the game thinks I haven't lost enough time already, I get an SR down and a 2-second penalty for ignoring track limits, which is strictly true to be fair, but luckily I've got some free track around me to serve it and recover. Also, I could have been reset back onto the pit straight, which has happened to many including myself before, so I'll count myself lucky there. But for now, it's time to get my head back down, nail this stint and see where we come out after our final pit stops. Well, we're not actually going to have to wait until the next pit stops to see if we gain any places, so Davos up in front may have overcome his grayscale problem, but he's managed to bin it approaching Skyline. We're going to close right up on him here, as you can really see the benefit of the low cells through the S's. I just gained so much time on him with the extra control there under braking. I think I am generally becoming a much better driver thanks to this Fanatec gear. I'm really enjoying it as well right now. We're going to use the extra grip of our newer tyres here to accelerate past the Spaniard coming out of Forest Elbow, and we are now up to 7th. But as I was saying, it's been about 2 months I think, well maybe a little bit longer, and the progress of my driving for me since moving to Fanatec is clear, and I'll be doing a full rig setup once the final piece of the puzzle arrives, which I'm excited to say has now been confirmed. I was going to keep it a secret, but I blew my beans and announced it on my community page, and I've arranged for it to arrive at the end of November when I'm back from here in Dubai, and I cannot wait to show off my dream sim rig to you guys. The speed continues here as we come down the Conrod Straight here on lap number 9. We're going to get mixed up in a battle between 4th and 5th, but I think no thank you, and I pull out of that one. I want no part of that one, thank you. With the longer FIAs I can afford to not go for that one, and I think I'll hang back and live to fight another day. I am also though, as we come down to the hill into the final corner, going to accidentally hit him up the arse and push him wide. I do the gentlemanly thing and get out of the throttle there to let him keep the position. I wouldn't have made that one without that bump, so I thought I'd just hang back here and get him on this, the next straight. So I'm going to sit in his slipstream here. He's going to have a little bit himself from the car in front, and plus the Mustang is a monster in a straight line, but There's nothing he can do. I pull out of the slipstream here, racing side by side down this skinny straight here. I pull past him coming into quarry. Frustratingly though, as I turn in, he doesn't pay the same respect. He leaves it in there. There is contact as I turn in, which unsettles the car, but we're all good and make the move stick. So we're up to 5th now, which will soon be 4th at the end of lap number 10 here, as the Spaniard peels off into the pits up ahead. Whilst we come over the mountain here to finish this stint, I wanted to let you know that this is the first video filming since I think I fixed the Elgato. Let me know in the comments section down below if you can notice an improvement in quality and a reduction in frame skipping. After putting a call out to the squad as always have come good. Now, those who know me will know I'm not a very technical individual. I try, but ultimately I am terrible with these things. But it appears because I was saving my gameplay to my HDD drive instead of my SSD computer, something couldn't keep up and it was jumping. But now, after taking advice from the techies out there, I now save it to my computer first and then transfer it across to my HDD for editing. And I want to give a special shout out to a gentleman called Echo, who even came into my own Discord, link to which is down below, to come to my aid. So I'm hoping it's fixed. It looks like it is to me, but do let me know in the comment section down below if it is any better, which I am praying it is. So back to the race now. We're going to follow 3rd in here, taking the pit entry very easily. I don't want to be messing that one up again. So new boots go on and a splash of fuel goes in, and this is it. All our pit stops are done, no more are required in this one. So it's time to again get my head down and try and pick out an opportunity to try and catch up and pick off at least one, but ideally both, of the cars up in front. If I can, that will mean a podium here at the mountain, something I don't think I have ever done before. For the first few laps of this final stint, I had to be patient as there were no opportunities until here, which was the end of lap number 14, which is where I saw my first opportunity. Coming into the final corner here, the German is going to find himself on the outside of the defending Spaniard. He is going to leave the door wide open and I'm going to oblige and go through it. Now there's a bit of contact there thanks to the oversteer of the German bringing him into us, but that was no issue and a fair pass has been made. This brings us up to 4th now and only a matter of tenths behind the Spaniard in front. Well, you can see exactly how close we are there. So we're going to stay on board here for the final lap around Bathurst. We're going to try and come up and over the mountain for this, the final time, and make a move to take 3rd. Now my best and only real chance that I have here is to make a move right at the end of the lap into the chase. So I need to stay with him here up and over the mountain. Now there's just no opportunity to overtake here, and what makes it even more difficult is the dirty air. It's a particularly unforgiving track here. It's like a street circuit, as you can see with how close these walls are. So the last thing I want to do is hit anything, lose time or even get a penalty. The main thing I need to do here is to make sure that I deal with this dirty air and be close enough to him to get a good run out of Forest Elbow. You can see there that he must be feeling a bit of the pressure as he goes onto the grass there. We're close right up, coming through the S's and back there over Skyline, and here we go. So we are quite close. Let's see how our run is out of Forest Elbow. So we managed to get a good run here, not too much sliding on the way out, and I am sat well within his slipstream. We've managed to drop the German behind, so there's not really any issue from him here, and I'm going to start to close on in. He's going to go defensive there as we come side by side here through the kink. I'm going to get out of the throttle here to ensure I give him room, and it looks as if the place was mine, but no, I see him outbrake himself on the radar there, so I have to delay my turning into the chase. Had I turned in, it would have been game over for me. I have to take to the grass there as he gets a tank slapper on, and we're going to be side by side coming into the final corner now. But in my haste, I'm just going to slam my anniversary socked right foot to the floor and chuck it into the Armco, costing me 4th as well as I get myself restarted, coming home in 5th place in this one. Now, if I was being pessimistic and looking at my glass being half empty, I could consider this as a podium lost. But I'm not going to. We finished 5 places above our door number in this one, which is going to assist with our overarching goal. And also, the pace is again clear to see there, it just wasn't our day-to-day. But as a result of this one, we are now on 45,347 points. We are now less than 4.7k away from A+. We're definitely closing in. These good results continue and I am feeling more and more confident that we will be there soon. The next race up is Spa, which has finally arrived on GT Sport, so we will have to see if we can continue our good form there. But for now guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. We have also got merch now, so go get yourself some of that if you want to support the channel. Thanks again so much for watching though guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.